In this video, we're going to cover how to switch to different cameras within our level. So what I have right here, simple third-person map, my character. What I want to do is, from my place actors panel, I'm going to add a camera. And I'm going to take this camera, just throw it into my world. Now Unreal does a nice job of, when I have this camera in here, I can kind of rotate it around, I can move it around, and it gives me a preview of what I am doing in this little viewport that pops up. So I can kind of work through here and try to line it up and really try to make kind of a different view for my project. Now I kind of think of this as like a security camera view over here. The idea is that I can have this camera be used to highlight or showcase a certain part of my map. In order to use this camera or switch to this camera, what I can do is open my level blueprint. I'm going to create a reference to that camera actor, and then I'm going to use the node getPlayerController. So from getPlayerController, I have access to the function setViewTargetWithBlend right here. Now this node is going to say, hey, I want to change the target, and I have an option to do a blend, and the new target is going to be that camera I put into my world. Now I'm going to do event begin play, and this would change this view right when the level loads. So I hit play, and you can see it completely changes how my game looks based on this new camera position. You know, I could make my game into some sort of top-down game if I wanted to. Kind of a little out of rotation there. Perfect. So this looks kind of crazy over here, moving around. But wherever I set that camera is going to be where that new view is going to be. So we'll do kind of one more example of this right here. We'll start to point it, you know, straight down, if you will. And now I kind of have this top-down view of my game. Now what's nice about this, again, is you can use this in your blueprints however you like, right? If I wanted to, say when my character is going up this ramp, switch to that camera, I could do a box trigger right here, I could go back to here, I could do an on-actor begin overlap, and rather than doing event begin play, I could have it switch to that camera when I go up here. So now I'm up here. I think that's a great way to add feedback to your game, to kind of let the player be forced to see certain, whether it's goals or challenges in your game, a really useful tool for your projects. Now the other way I like to use this is I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to make a new camera. Sometimes a little easier to start with a new one. It's going to say this reference is broken. That's no problem. Actually, I'll do it all from scratch so you can see it one more time. I am going to make a camera. And I often like to use this as a way to showcase kind of like what the end goal of a level is. So this is a really simple way to, when the players, you know, will maybe enter like a dungeon or enter some sort of area, and you want to say, hey, this is the treasure you're trying to get to, or this is the end goal, or this is the boss you're eventually going to battle with. I have this camera right here, and I'm going to pretend that this block is my end goal for my game. I am going to reference the camera. I'm going to get player controller again. I am going to set view target with blend, and I'm going to have my new target be this right here. And what I want to do is change this blend time from 0, so rather than being instant, I'm going to change it to 2 seconds. So I'm going to hit this, and when I hit play, it pans over to that camera, showcasing, hey, this is something that matters in this level, this area, this project, whatever it may be. Cool. Now, the next step to that would be switch back to your character. So I'm going to delay 3 seconds. I'm going to get player controller again, set view target with blend, and adjust it just like this. Now this time my new target is going to be get player character, because I want the camera to switch back to the character's camera. I'm going to set my blend time back up to 2. And I'll hit play, it'll go over there, and then it'll go back to my character. Now, you could do this with like a sequencer to have the camera move back and forth. If you have a more kind of like dynamic level that a regular blend doesn't work, you'd probably need to use that. But this took just a matter of, 2 minutes, and we have a pretty useful tool to give feedback and a kind of a goal to the player. Now, what I would probably additionally do as I'm working through here is I would probably disable inputs right here. That way the player can't run around during that time on here. So if now I can't, run, which is useful. Oop, I got the wrong target right there. Perfect. So I can't move now as much as I try. And then what I'd eventually want to do is after this blend, what I would want to do is get player character. I'll get my controller. I'm going to want to enable inputs. I want to keep it in space. I can't move around, but as soon as I get back, now I'm going to be able to move around in my project. Cool. That's how we can use these cameras to add feedback and goals and really just completely change the perspective of our game in the Unreal Engine.